So let's begin. It's going to be very slow practice, in between slow, restorative. So just take it at your own pace. If you have any props at home, like bolster, or if you have some blocks, or even a blanket, just reach for it, even a cushion, anything which helps you to feel more comfortable and elevate your hips. That's what we are after. So we're going to start lying down. So if you bring yourselves onto your back and just allow your shoulders and your spine to fully release into the mat. Just feeling the length of your body and noticing the connection of the earth beneath you. And then allow your eyes to slowly close if they have not done so already. And just start bringing the awareness to your natural breath. Noticing its rhythm, its sounds. And just feeling the movement of the different body parts every time you inhale and every time you exhale. See where the breath takes you. And before we fully begin our practice today, I would like you to connect with our pratyahara, that fifth limb of yoga. Withdrawing from the senses, from the outside world, coming really back to yourself. Creating a space of stillness, happiness, and joy, and that peace within. Now bring your hands on top of your belly, perhaps creating a triangle with your fingers around your navel. So you may notice it there. And we're going to open up with the breath work, which is called a pinhole breath, where you're inhaling in through your nose. And then create a tiny hole in your mouth, like it's like a little pinhole, and exhale through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose. And creating a tiny pinhole and let go. Breathe in. And release. Try to keep the exhalation quite nicely extended. So finding what we call extended exhale. Let's do about 4 more cycles of this breath. By cycle meaning the inhale and exhale. And if you have completed your 4 cycles, I want you to give yourself one deep breath in, reaching the arms above your head, giving yourself that nice deep body stretch. So you reach up, stretch through the body, you inhale. And with exhale, slowly bring the arms back to the body, allowing yourself a bit of a wiggle from side to side through your hips, just noticing if there is any tension. And when it's time, we're going to slowly start bending into our knees, pressing into our feet. So we're going to come into a bridge pose, which can be very much supported either with your bolster, your blanket, your cushion, or even your block. Whatever it is you need, just find it. If you don't want to use any prop whatsoever, you don't have to either. So we're going to press into our arms, and we're going to slowly start lifting your lower back, your middle back, and your upper back. Really notice how your shoulders are supporting you. Really engage your sit bones if you are using or doing this pose without any prop. And just really notice how your spine extends, how your chest opens. And if you feel like it, maybe bring and invite your arms above your head. So remember, you can use any of the props to support yourself. You can do it without. I want you to stay here for 5 rounds of your breath. And if you have completed your 5 rounds, slowly start perhaps releasing the spine down. If you have not used your props, bringing the arms along the body, and then sliding the props if you are using props on the side, and letting the spine to fully release towards the earth. You've got that option of extending your legs, neutralize your spine. You can always bend into your knees and give yourself a hug. You do whatever feels comfortable to find a bit of a space. You can also draw the circles with your lower back into the mat, just really finding the connection in between your lower back and the earth. Now, when it's time, slowly find your feet back towards the ground. And we're going to find ourselves in a bit of a spinal twist. But I would like you to extend your left leg, invite your right knee towards your chest. And then when we're ready, we're going to bring that knee across that extended leg. And remember, again, you can have a bolster supporting your right knee, or a block or a blanket, anything which feels comfortable and which allows you to support your body. And if you feel like it, you may want to bend into your left leg and maybe hold on to your left toe. You don't have to, just do whatever feels comfortable. You can stay with the extended leg. And we're staying here for 4 cycles of your breath. Finding the inhale and exhale is cycle 1. And if you have completed all your cycles, now extend your left leg and slowly start coming with the spine all the way back to center, with your knee being right at the center. Roll through your right ankle, giving your ankle a bit of a release. And then when you're ready, extend that right leg. Invite your left knee towards your chest. And we're going to do exactly the same thing on the opposite side. So again, remember whatever prop you need to support your left leg. Feel free. You can keep your right leg extended or bent. Just do whatever feels comfortable in your body. If you feel that there is any pulling in your left shoulder, you can just slide a blanket under just to give it a bit of a nice elevation and a support. And again, we're staying here for 4 cycles of your breath. And when it's time, slowly extend that right leg and start bringing the spine back to the center. Now invite both knees up. You can always roll through that left ankle first before you go into the next pose, sorry. And then we're going to come into a happy baby when you're ready. I want you to take your knees nice and wide. But we're going to find a bit of a stillness in a happy baby if you can. If that feels uncomfortable, again, you can gently find a rock from side to side. You can support your lower back. You can also hold on to ankles, your shins, whatever again feels right in your body. You can use a strap along your feet and hold on to the strap if that feels better. And again, just breathe through this. Breathe through 4 cycles of your breath. And if you have completed your breath, slowly start bringing the knees back to chest, hug your knees towards the chest. And again, just gently draw the circles with your lower back into the mat, finding a bit of a sensation of the movement. And when it's done, we're going to find ourselves in a reclined butterfly. So this is a pose I like to practice with a bolster if I have it close by, or you can always use the blocks if that's better. So I like to bring my bolster under my knees. So your reclined butterfly is to connecting the sole of the feet together. And you're letting the knees falling out to the side, so allowing the knees to open nice and wide. So you're finding a bit of a support there. And again, you can bring your arms above your head if that feels good. Just do whatever feels comfortable in your body. And this time we're going to stay for 5 cycles of your breath, finding the inhale and exhale. Remember, we are connecting with that pratyahara, that fifth limb of yoga, trying to withdraw from the outside world and coming back to ourselves. Allow your breath to become longer and deeper on each exhalation, as well as on each inhalation. And if you have completed the 5 cycles of your breath, slowly start bringing your arms back to the body and start inviting the knees all the way up, and maybe bringing the hands outside of your thighs, and just keep those knees nice and bent for a moment. If you need to gently just sway from side to side, do so. You can bring the knees over hips. Absolutely do whatever you need to do to feel comfortable. Now keep your bolster close by, or a blanket or a cushion if you are using it in today's practice, and just slide the bolster on a side just for a moment. We're going to roll ourselves onto the side. So you choose the side. If you want to come onto left or right, you do you. And then you may want to bring the bolster in, where you bring the bolster in between your knees. And you may bring the arm below your head. Or just hug the bolster with the other arm, if that feels good. And we will stay here for 5 cycles of your breath. And if you have completed the 5 cycles of your breath, we're going to slowly roll the bolster on a side. And we're going to push ourselves all the way up, very slowly and gently, coming into the seated position, where we're going to again use the bolster. So if you have it, use it so it's close by. And we're going to slowly open up our leg. So your left leg, and bringing your right foot towards your inner thigh. Now it's a nice way, if you have a bolster, to bring the bolster towards the extended leg. Quite a nice way of using it for elevation. And you can always use your blocks as well on top of it, if that's what your body needs. And you can always slide any of the props away. You can always support your right knee with the blanket if you notice any discomfort or pulling. So just make sure that you do the right thing for you and your body. We're going to take a breath, rotating towards that left leg, finding the extension. And with exhale, we slowly come forward. We kind of hinge from the hips, maybe allowing the forehead to rest on the blocks or even on a bolster if you want a bit of a deeper stretch. Maybe you use 2 blocks, maybe you use 1. But remember, we feel that kind of calmness in the body, no pulling, no pain. So really just find a bit of that elevation wherever you need to, rather than forcing the body into the poses if you're practicing first thing. And again, we're staying in this pose for about 5 cycles of your breath. And if you have completed your 5 cycles of your breath, slowly start lifting your chest and your spine all the way back up. Try not to rush, really allow your spine to come. So if you notice any sensation in your lower back, you're giving yourself a space. Now release blocks or bolster on the side. And we're going to actually open into the right leg now, where we're finding a bit of that pancake. You can always soften your knees. Remember, you can always support them with blocks or anything like that. And then you may again use your bolster, nice way of elevating yourself. You can always bring the blocks again on top of them. So whatever you need. And then maybe come onto your forearms. And you can again release the forehead on top of your blocks. And just really sensate the opening in your inner thighs, in your hips. And just staying here for 5 cycles of your breath. And if you have completed your breath, Slowly start pressing into your arms and start lifting your spine. Again, giving yourself a bit of a space. If you need a bit of a release, you can bend into your knees, give yourself a few windscreen wipes, just to give yourself a bit of a movement into the legs. And when it's time, let's come onto the opposite side. So extending your right leg and then bringing our left foot towards the inner thigh and bringing the bolster alongside the extended leg. Maybe again blocks on top of it if you need it. Rotating the chest towards the leg and slowly find the release. Again, remember no pulling in your left knee. So if you need support with the blanket or a block, slide it there. Slide it under. And we're staying here for 5 cycles of your breath. And if you have completed your 5 cycles of your breath, slowly with control, start coming all the way back up. Again, maybe sliding the props on the side so they're not in a way. And you may want to bend into your right knee, invite your left knee in. You can give yourself a hug. You can find the windscreen wipes, whatever you need to find the comfort in your body. Being grateful for our bodies, allowing them to just be, finding the bit of a space and stillness. And when it's time, we're going to slowly come onto our fours. So give yourself maybe again a bit of a support for your knees if you need to just find a bit of a support there. Spreading the fingers nice and wide, bringing your knees hip width apart. And let's slowly drop the belly, bring the chest forward, finding your cat and cow. Few of those, just finding a bit of release. Breathe in, bringing the chest forward, belly drops. And breathe out. And let's do 4 more. Try not to rush through the poses and find the pause in between each one. And if you have completed the movement, I would like you to again maybe hold on to your bolster if you can. And I would like you to find it for your happy pose. So you're going to bring the hands to the corners of your mat. And you're allowing the forehead to release towards the bolster whilst your arms are resting on top of it too. Again, remember you can support your knees. And if bolster is not for you and you wish to do it without, feel free to do that without. Feel free to support your forehead with the block instead if you want to, or blanket. And we're staying here for about 4 cycles of your breath. And if you have completed your breath, slowly start pressing into the arms and your forehead lifts up. We're gonna stay on our fours and we're gonna lower onto the forearms. So your elbows are in front of your bolster. And then we're gonna slowly start sliding the legs and pubic bone down. So we want to kind of adjust ourselves. So the bolster is below your chest. So your chest is not forced onto the bolster. So you've got a nice comfort there. Now I want you to take your feet a little bit wider. So they are as wide as your mat. And then now I want you to bend into your knees and lift your feet up. So you may notice that your pubic bone lifts up a tiny bit, but we're just going to stay here for about 2 cycles of your breath. And if you have completed the 2 cycles, now release your legs to the corners of your mat. And just stay here in this variation of a swings pose, where you're finding a bit of a release. You should not feel any tension, hopefully. So if you do, remember to support your knees. You can even elevate yourself a bit more by bringing the blocks under your forearms, but again, just do whatever feels comfortable. And we stay now in this pose for 4 cycles of your breath. And if you have completed the 4 cycles, you're going to slowly start bringing the feet close together. And I would like you to press into your hands, so gently lift the chest up, slide the bolster on the side, and we're going to slowly lower ourselves all the way down, bringing the hands together, resting the forehead on top. Just finding a bit of a release, finding a bit of that prone pose. And maybe gently just
Kind of release into your hips, so you rock the hips from side to side, massaging it into the mat. And when it's time, bring the hands below your shoulders and slowly lift yourself up into the tabletop. And again, just allow a bit of a movement. Maybe you can do into movement into the hips, into the few spinal movements, whatever you need. Just finding a bit of a circulation if that feels good. And when it's time, find a stationary. And let's begin with our left leg. We're going to slowly extend the leg behind us. And we're going to step the foot outside of that left hand. And again, you've got the option of the bolster. You've got the option of a blanket for your right knee. If you need a bit of a support, you can even put a blocks on top of your bolster. And then if you feel like it, you may want to lower onto forearms. Just be in comfort. And we're going to stay here for 3 cycles of your breath. And when it's time, if you have completed your breath, slowly start lifting yourself up, pushing the ground away, and send your left leg back. Now let's bring the big toes together and let's find the child's pose. If your bolster is close by, you can always bring it below your forehead. Just allow your sit bones to drop towards the feet. You can bring the arms along the body if that feels better. And with your next exhale, slowly start lifting yourself back onto the fours. And let's go to the opposite side. So again, you extending your right leg behind us. And we're stepping the foot outside of that right hand. You can again support your left knee with the blanket. You can come onto the bolster, onto the forearms. You can support your forehead with the blocks. As long as you're comfortable and as long as you feel that that's what your body needs. If you feel like you're just lowering onto the forearms and staying onto the bolster instead, that's fine too. If you have completed the last breath, slowly start lifting yourself up, pushing the ground away, and slowly slide your right leg back. And again, another child's pose, bringing the big toes together, knees nice and wide. And again, you can just support your forehead with your bolster or fully release towards the mat. You do you. Take one breath here and fully release. Now, when you're ready, slowly start lifting your chest, your spine. We're coming onto our feet. So again, you don't have to stay on your feet. You can release your sit bones towards the ground, or you can support your in between your hips and your feet with a blanket or even a bolster. Sometimes people like to add that so they don't feel like sitting on just the feet, and just find a bit of a support. So you do whatever feels comfortable, but I want you to feel the length through your spine, allowing your chest to open. And we're going to find that pinhole breath we have started our practice with, where you're inhaling in through your nose and create a tiny hole in your mouth and fully release through extended exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. I want you to continue like this at 3 more cycles. If you have completed your cycles of this breath, if you have any props below your sit bones supporting your feet, you slide it on a side. We're going to come onto the side with our hips, and we're going to slide the legs in front of us. Now you're going to find a seated fold. So again, you can elevate your hips with a blanket, cushion, if that feels good. Sometimes people like to soften their knees and slide blocks under. I'm going to use my bolster, and you've got different variations you can choose from. You can keep it higher, so you can hack your bolster in. If you feel like you want to bring the bolster in between your legs, and you may want to use your blocks on top of it. Again, you do whatever feels good for you. Just be comfortable. And we're staying here for about 4, maybe 5 cycles of your breath, noticing your spine extending and surrendering into the stillness. And if you have completed cycles of your breath, slowly start coming and lifting yourself all the way back up. Take your time. There's no rush. Now, if you have a bolster, maybe just bring in front of you and bring your knees on top of it whilst you are still staying seated. And I would like you to slowly start rolling the spine down, coming all the way back onto your back and just bringing the bolster below your knees. And maybe just bring your feet a little bit wider, letting your spine to release. If you feel like putting blanket on you, or if you need to elevate your head, feel free to do anything you need to do in this moment. And then if you find that pose where you can fully settle, again, just create a triangle with your fingers and bring it around your navel. So when you notice and observe the breath, when you breathe into the belly and exhaling, releasing through the nose, allowing the belly to draw back the spine, then you notice the movement of your fingers at the same time. Just observe the flow of your breath. Letting your shoulders to release towards the earth. Feel the spine supported by the earth. And accept your breath, nothing else in this very moment matters. It's just your breath and you. Noticing its rhythm and its sounds. Allowing for the stillness to fully arrive and surrender into your body and your mind. Things change when you love yourself a little more. You feel lighter, happier, and healthier. You start to see the possibilities around you. The opportunities that were always there are now clearer. Your relationships deepen. Your confidence grows. Your light begins to shine in ways others can see and feel. You give yourself more time, more compassion, and more understanding. Your dreams become bigger and start to feel within reach. You laugh more, worry less, and you begin to glow from the inside out. You realize you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be you. You begin to trust yourself more. You stop seeking so much validation outside of yourself because you have found it within. And slowly you become the version of you you were always destined to be. Now take a deep breath in through your nose and fully sigh out through your mouth. Take another deep breath and fully let go. Last deep inhale and release. Now slowly and gently start bringing the movement back to your body, your toes, your fingers. Gently turn the head from side to side. Maybe a deep body stretch if needs be. When it's time, hug your knees to your chest. Give yourself the biggest hug you possibly can. And then roll yourself onto the side of your choice. And in this moment, just find that stillness once more. And remind yourself what you are grateful for today. Now push the ground away and come back to seated position of your choice. Bringing the hands in front of your heart space. Let's honor our practice together with one Om and three Shantis to spread the peace within and peace around. Take a deep breath in to prepare. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring the hands in between your eyebrows for kind thoughts. Lips for kind words and your heart for kind actions. I want you to know that you are beautiful, powerful, and strong. There's no space or distance between us. We are all one. Thank you.